Hey, good morning. Happy Friday. Hey, only 26 minutes late. Jeez, Louise. 26 minutes late. I'm tardy, mentally drained, mentally exhausted. So, I was up on time. I just was mentally drained and decided I don't want to get out of bed just yet. And then my computer was doing updates and yada yada yada. So, here we are. It's like my fourth tardy of the month. Back in Anawan, 4 tardies equals a detention. Unless you were friends with the secretary's daughter, and then those tardies got swept under the rug. Some of my friends that shared in lateness to school did not appreciate me avoiding those rules. Eventually, I was found out my senior year, and they created a new tardy rule. They called it the Bo Thompson rule on tardies. Oopsie. Here's the I only lived 2 blocks from school. My dad went to work early, like super early, and my mom had to leave for work before like I could just be like, "Yep, I'm getting up, I'm going to school." And then I'd stroll in at like I think we had to be second bell. We had to be in our seats by the second bell. First bell was get the hell out of the hallway, get into your classroom. Second bell was boom, you should be in your seat. I think second bell rang at like 8:15. And I'd come strolling in between like 8:20 and 8:30. And secretary would get to class. I think it was my senior year. I got found out because my first hour teacher was also the principal. That was just Bo being dumb. You idiot. Get to school on time. It's the principal. So, I've got some donuts over here. So these were what I was talking about when I went grocery shopping. By the way, I think I'm going to start tagging when I have a clickbait topic like yesterday. 80% of card shops are going to close within 2 years. I'm going to timestamp it. Thanks to my buddy Zach. Suggested, and it's been suggested before. And I joke about it every time. Like, yeah, we're going to get to it at about the 45-minute mark, but you have to listen to me talk about grocery shopping for a while. Ding, ding, ding. We got a comment yesterday on grocery shopping. When I went grocery shopping, I picked up these donuts. So good. Birthday cake. They're from Stan's Donuts in Chicago. If you've ever heard of them, I've heard of them. God, they're good. I'm not a big donut guy, but I love birthday cake. I'm not a big chocolate donut like Long John. My wife's favorite is a chocolate Long John, no like cream. Like I like is it Boston cream? It's like the pudding. I like the pudding inside, not just a plain donut. This Stan's Donuts. I need a referral code, Stan's Donuts, and some more donuts. Stat. Okay, I won't eat any more donuts for the next 45 minutes, hour. So we got Harlan in the house. Good morning. It is still morning, just a little late, a little tardy this morning. David in the house. What's up? Good morning, Paige and Deanie Bean. Dan, what's up? Angel Baby Cards in the house. Super sexy cardboard morning. Brad Hintz says hi. Been a while. Holy crap. You know Brad? Brad Hintz and I go way back. Brad's from Kiwani. Holy crap. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Well, tell him I said hi. Actually, Brad and Nick were roommates down in Macomb at Western. When I first moved, to Macomb, well, before I moved to Macomb, I took a job in radio in Macomb before I graduated from, or do you really call it graduated at community college? When I got my degree, my associate's degree, so my first job in Macomb was like, I started in April. So the radio station I was working for was bought out. We had to reapply with the new owners, and it's like, I'm leaving anyway. So I had like a month, and I could have just, I wouldn't have sat on my ass because I was still going to school. But the radio group I was going to work for in Macomb, they're like, hey, we heard that the radio station sold. Do you want to start early? Yes, because I think the owner of the station that sold found out what the new ownership was doing. He didn't know what was going to happen, so he put a call in for me. Said, "Hey, Bo doesn't have a job for a month." It's like, hey. So I drove like 3 days a week. Monday, what'd I go down? Maybe it was Tuesday, Thursday. Maybe it was just 2 days a week. But I drive from Anawan to Macomb. And so the first month, that month of April, I stayed on Brad's couch. Brad and Gertis were roommates and in their apartment. So I crashed on their couch for about a month. I'd go down, and I think what would I go down? Wednesday, maybe it was Monday. I'd drive down Monday and then drive back because I had Tuesday, Thursday classes. I don't know. And then maybe I drove down Thursday and would stay like the weekend. I can't remember. But yeah, Brad Hintz. That's yes. Tell him I said hi. BD 816. What's up? Was a good day for basketball cards, and I missed out. I missed out on everything yesterday. It was a shit show. Absolute shit show in my neck of the woods. I don't even really want to talk about it. I vented my buddy. So I'm not going to Champaign tonight. I'm going tomorrow just because we've got too much shit going on. It's mentally exhausting right now. So I love draft. Even though I don't follow the NBA whatsoever, I still love the NBA draft because I followed these guys in college. We had Wembanyama mania. In fact, I have some overtime elite cards. So I did pull these. I'm going to have to list them today because I don't have the brother, but I have, is it Amen? I didn't watch the draft, so I don't know the pronunciation. Ausar and Amen Thompson, brothers. So here's a couple Chrome rookies of Amen Thompson, who I believe he was the first of the brothers to go. I think he was drafted 4th overall. So Victor Wembanyama went first. Brandon Miller went second. Scoot went third, Scoot Henderson, and then the Thompson twins. And I think they actually are twins, Amen and Ausar Thompson. No relation, by the way. No relation to the Thompson twins either. Some great songs from the 80s. But I did not watch any of the NBA draft. We went over, oh my God, it was a shit show. So I don't want to talk about it. But some shit went down. Hopefully we're going to get the house finished in time. The good news is, mostly bad news yesterday, but the good news, it seems like every day is filled with bad news with this. It's turning into the funny farm. The money pit, the funny farm. It's like, it's all of these things combined. It's the money pit, it's the burbs, and it's funny farm all in one. And I'm living it and not liking it. But the good news is my shelves from Costco, I got a shipping notice yesterday. Unfortunately, I had them ship separately. I ordered 10. Because if they shipped all together, they would come on a pallet. They would drop the pallet at the curb. And then what do? I guess I could like undo the pallet and, haul them out, but they're freaking heavy. So it's going to be a 2-man job just to get them out from the curb into the garage. So hopefully they are all delivered like within a day or two. Called my guy, my demo guy. Not only does he demo, but he puts things together like shelves. So I'm like, hey, I ordered 10 more shelves, and I've got a couple more that I need to get adjusted. Do you have a day? So he's like, I'm busy next week, but the first week of July, I'm in. That's good because they're not going to be delivered until I don't know when all 10 will have been delivered. I think my first shipping or delivery notice was June 27th, which is actually what, 24, 25, Tuesday, I think. So hopefully all 10 will be there by the time he can make it over. So that was one piece of good news yesterday. And so I wanted to watch the NBA draft. I wanted to list some of my Thompson twin cards. Nothing. And I'm curious, did basketball see any bump? Like my store, I haven't listed basketball in a while, and I probably don't have the inventory. I mean, I certainly don't have I don't think I sold any basketball yesterday. Scotty Dubs is here. What's up, Boston Smoke? Good morning. John says hello. Just acknowledging that I still manage to pop in occasionally. Afternoons have become a bit busier in work. Hey, that's okay. Good to see you, John. I would have loved to got to meet John this weekend. The Cubs are in London. Cubs are in London. Cubs and Cardinals. It's fun. So we actually had a trip planned, a vacation planned for Paris and London 2020 to see the Cubs and Cardinals in London, hit up Paris, had it all pretty much booked. Fortunately, there was insurance on basically everything. I think we lost like $300 on something, but a very small price in relation to the whole trip because that was COVID. Cardinals, Cubs canceled, flights canceled, all that stuff. So, and then after that, and then the Cubs sucked. The Cubs absolutely sucked the next few years since. So I am bummed that I skipped the Field of Dreams game last year. Even with the price of tickets, I'm bummed that I didn't just buy a ticket and go over, because it's like an hour and a half from where I'm at. It looked like a freaking amazing time. So I am bummed that I missed that. I'm not bummed on this trip, although I have seen a lot of people posting on, it's like everybody that's there, every Cubs fan that is there has ran into Cubs play. Like my buddy ran into Jake Arrieta. I don't know if it was him or somebody else ran into Kyle Hendricks, like just out on the street. David Ross. Like I've seen all these, like, hey, I saw these guys just out walking in London. It's like almost like London's this small town, and it's only filled with Cubs fans right now and Cubs players. So, but I'm not, I mean, well, we've got too much going on anyway, so wouldn't have made it happen anyway. Good morning, Kyle. What's up? But they did announce, I think it's Phillies Mets are going to play in London next year, and then there's plans for a Paris series in 2025. And then I believe the Field of Dreams returns next year as well. And I think they did announce the teams playing in that. Was it the Cardinals? Who was it? Cardinals and Twins? Or I for some reason, I thought it was a couple Midwestern teams. Kyle, good morning. Donald, good morning. Happy Friday. Angel Babies, grabbing some coffee. Landon Duke in the house. If we name the right player, do we get a donut? Yeah, come on over. I only have a few left. I've got 2 up here. In fact, I think I'll finish my donuts during Name That Player. These are too good. I'm not a sweets guy for breakfast. I'm a protein guy for breakfast. Like, I'm salty over sweet for breakfast. I get a sweet tooth like in the afternoon. You hit that wall. I think it's because I hit a wall. Like 3 o'clock. I need some sugar. And then at night, like after dinner, I get a little sweet tooth, but not too much. Like just like a piece of chocolate, like a small piece of chocolate is all I need after dinner. But like an hour after dinner, I can't just eat dinner and then go straight to dessert. I don't know how people do that. Go straight from a big meal and have like a piece of cake and ice cream. Like, how do you do that? Because I think I don't understand it because I just fill up on, like, I'd rather fill up on dinner food than dessert. But I see these people like cake and I'm like, oh, just give me another beer. I'm good. Ed is here. What's up, Ed? If you don't like donuts, something is wrong with you. Well, I obviously like donuts or I wouldn't be eating them, right? But I'm not a big donut fan. Like, yeah, it's a donut. But these are good. Where are we at? Tracy, good morning. Bacon and donuts. I could live without them. I'm not saying I don't like them, but I could live without them. I couldn't tell you the last time I had bacon. Just not. I don't get why bacon is like on a pedestal, on the food pedestal. It's like Chuck Norris. Why are there all these Chuck Norris jokes and bacon? I just don't get it. Is it good? Yes. Is it great? No. Hot take. Tracy, good morning. Andy Mack is here. I'm mowing the lawn early to beat the heat. It's basically a sea of brown. Yeah, I've put out the sprinkler. They've been running like 8 hours a frickin' day. Our water bill is going to be extreme. I told my wife that. She's like, we can't turn over this house with the lawn looking the way it is. We can. We can. We absolutely can. So I asked, have you ever had, she's done a lot of real estate deals. I'm like, have you ever had a deal fall through or drama regarding the color of the grass? She's like, no. There you go. We're already paying extra bills at the new house. Why should we pay an extra water bill on top of the two we're already paying? You know, the funny thing is about water bill, like this is what I don't understand about water bills. Your normal water bill, whatever it might be, say it's $50. Like that's not even the water. Like the water's like $5. Normally, this is what I don't get. I don't get like, but I guess if you're running sprinklers 8 hours a day, that's a lot of damn water. Like doing a couple loads of laundry, taking a couple showers, rinsing off your plates, getting a glass of water. Like it's like $5 a month, but all of a sudden you run your sprinklers outside and geez, your water bill goes from 50 to 250. Like I can't snap my fingers. So I gotta, I don't get it. But I guess if they're constantly going for 8 hours a day, it's a lot of water. So I have not mowed. We have not had like any rain. We have had like some sprinkles since like the first week of May. So it's just nothing but brown. Lost my train of thought here. But I haven't mowed since like the first week of May. In fact, I weed whacked the lawn because we also it's like let it get brown. We canceled Weed Man, not the good Weed Man, but the pesticide or the whatever it is, the weed killer guy. And so like we've got patches of green in our yard, but it's weeds that haven't been killed off by a lawn weed service. So those frickin' grow. The weeds frickin' grow. They're nice and green and tall. So I have to take my weed whacker. The grass is brown. Looks like hay. I bet if you like threw a match in the backyard, it would like the whole yard would just spread like wildfire. It's crazy. Raphael, what's up? Bo has the SCR stamp of approval. I got a couple texts last night. They're like, hey, your face was just on Sports Card Radio. And I'm always a little nervous, but I'm not as nervous anymore because they've said good things about me a few times. So it's like, oh, cool. At first it was like, oh shit, what did they say? But now now it's like, okay, I think that's a good thing. I haven't gone back and while I was at the house just dealing with bullshit. So I have to go back and watch because I saw their thumbnail. So I'm like, ooh, this will be a good topic. Good morning, Mark. Mark Marinello in the house. Card Hobbyist is here. Collector's Dream, what's up? Flipping Sports Guy says NBA draft said kids, no need to go to college. Alex says, good morning. Spending my Friday morning watching a grown man moaning, eating a donut. Hey, that's where we've come. Here I am, a grown man, eating a donut in front of a camera in my basement filled with baseball cards. It's like I'm 10 years old. Have you ever seen seafood? Okay, I won't go there. I won't go there. Zach, what's up? Good morning. I'm excited to saddle up for today's episode. Excited to put this week in the bag and tie a ribbon on it. Good luck with all of your non-card shipping. Hey, thank you. I've got saddlebags to send. Got some saddlebags to mail out. I'm still trying to figure out how to get them in a white envelope. I'll figure it out. Cooter, good morning. Sal Dougie, what's happening? Flipping Sports Guy says, anyone upping their $1.50 free shipping with the ESE increase? Now, I've touched on this the last couple days. I am not, but I probably will ahead of the next increase. I'm going to keep mine at $1.50, and I'll probably raise it to $1.75 ahead of the likely January stamp increase. So, but I'm going to keep it as is right now. Again, my strategy isn't selling $1.50 cards. My strategy is selling multiple $1.50 cards. And you take a look and then you offer that volume discount. You run some coupons. And yeah, you may sell a lot of those cards for 75 cents a card, but you're selling 10 or more. And all of a sudden, your profit margin is much higher. So that's the goal. Again, it's, yeah, you're going to sell a lot of single card there's going to be a lot of single card transactions, but the volume makes up for it. Tiger727, good morning. Missed the last couple shows. Have a great weekend. Thank you, sir. Angel Baby is back. What's up? Phillies Mets next year, June 8th and 9th over in London. Where we at? Matt Like in the house. Field of Dreams game in 2024 is going to be played in Georgia, though, not in Iowa. Really? Sorry, Alabama, not Georgia. Really? Cardinals and Giants. Alabama, what stadium or what's making it the Field of Dreams game in Alabama? Good morning, Paul. Giants Cardinals are playing at Rickwood Field in Birmingham. Huh. Interesting. Shane Koopman's what's up? Love me some Jimmy Dean Meat Lovers Breakfast Bowl. Tracy says I might have to stop listening after that bacon comment. Bacon's overrated. Bacon is overrated. Paul Carl, what's up? Good morning. John says, how long did you last night? I think I fell asleep at like my normal time, 10 o'clock. Paul says, Bo, did you see your face on Sports Card Radio? Somebody sent me a photo of it. I've got to go back and watch the video. I when I saw their thumbnail pop up yesterday, I'm like, ooh, this will be a good one. So I do have to go back and watch. I hope Bo is scaping himself better than his lawn for his sponsor's sale. Saki. For his sponsor's Saki. Let's see. It's a fake Field of Dreams game. Water bill is $85 a month. Wife takes a bath every night, 3 showers a day in the house, laundry, etc. But most of your water bill is not water. It's like it's amazing. Like your normal water usage is like a fraction of your actual water because it's trash. At least here, I think it's trash. It's recycling. It's something else. Like it's all sorts of things mixed in. And then like, we're going to charge you $5 for water, $10 for water. Unless you run sprinklers 8 hours a day. And then we're going to charge you 10 times the amount of your normal bill. Zach says, I have a well, so water a lot. However, watering during the day is a waste. It evaporates before it gets into the soil. Do it early and late. Yeah, so I don't run them. So around lunchtime, around 11, 12 o'clock, I turn them off, and then I'll turn them back on at like 3. So I run them like as soon as I get, if I wasn't running so late, normally I would turn them on before Hobby Evolution at like 6:30, and then move them after the show. And so I typically keep them running like an hour at a time, move them, and I avoid like basically the afternoon until late afternoon, and then I'll fire them back up. John says, I think lawn sprinklers are such an extravagance. It's just grass. I like a green lawn. Not as much as Frank. Well, last year I did because I kind of wanted to I wanted my lawn to be nicer than his. This year, I don't give a shit. But we also can't turn the house over it looking like a big pile of shit. Hoping these thunderstorms don't flood the fields today. Got a Connie Mack game tonight, which was already rescheduled from rain. We could use a few thunderstorms here. Summer has been so weird so far in Georgia. Cool by Georgia standards and rainy. Interesting. It has been weird so far in Wisconsin. Hot and drought. It's been like in the 90s with zero rain. Like not a drop. Actually, we've had, I think, 1 or 2 days of like sprinkles. TD Sports Cards, what's up? Good morning. Good morning, Rep and Rajon Rondo. Zach and Porter says watering plants and landscaping we paid for is a must. Agree with John on the lawn part, though. Bink Scott in the house. Good morning. Paul says something. Where does Paul say that? Paul says it was all good stuff. You got the endorsement. Good. Love it. We already saw the seafood while you talked. Good morning, Dan in the house. Card Hobbyist says 10-year-old Bo would be chasing that donut with a Josta instead of a coffee. Or probably a Mountain Dew. Back when I was 10, I think I was on Mountain Dew. And especially, they say like they don't want cigarette companies with camels and advertising to kids. I didn't give a shit about a camel. But what I did give a shit about was when Pepsi did their under the cap, especially around March Madness, like, ooh, I got Kansas, North Carolina. Who was hot back then? UMass. And you get swag, and then you collect Pepsi points. That's an amazing documentary if you've watched the kid that wanted to get the actual fighter jet. That's a great story, and it's something like that's fallen like you don't hear much about anymore, but it was like huge news back in the mid 90s. And I remember that. And it's like, oh, I totally forgot. And then the documentary, like going through it, It's great. I don't know. It's probably on Netflix. I can't remember where it's at. But yeah, I was enticed by their little games they played underneath the cap. So I'd drink 6 Mountain Dews. Okay, I didn't drink 6 Mountain Dews, but I drank a lot of freaking Mountain Dew back when I was 10, 12. So I could get those caps, get those Pepsi points, get those NCAA tournament names. John says Rickwood Field, where it should be played. Negro League's legendary field. I'm not arguing that it shouldn't be played there, but it's the Field of Dreams game. The Field of Dreams is in Iowa. If they want to change the name and do a Negro League memorial celebration, I'm all for that. But if you're going to play a Field of Dreams game, play at the Field of Dreams. I'm not saying don't play at Rickwood Field, but call it something. And maybe they are. Maybe I'm just mistaken and they're just doing this game and I don't know anything about it. I don't know. Brian says, why not do both fields? Shane says, up till 3 a.m. posting cards and woke up with sales and offers from that lot. It's a good start to the day. I love that. You often see that because many people, they'll search based on newly listed, especially watchers in your store. Because I've noticed that when I list like, say 1,000 cards and all of a sudden I sell 100 right away, like within the first 12 to 24 hours, it's mostly repeat buyers because they've followed my store and they see, oh, Bo added these cards. Oh, I want these. So it's new. It's the hot newly listed. And I've noticed after a few days, the traffic declines on your listings. So at that point, like if I list a card right now and in 30 minutes, somebody sends me an offer on it, I'm probably just going to sit on it because many times if it's truly a good card at a good price, it'll sell. But if it's been 3 or 4 days, it's like, okay, I'll take an offer on this. And then you'll see kind of, and then on the same spectrum, on the opposite side, is ending soonest. So like every item, even if it's good till canceled, has a clock on it. So 30-day clock. And so at the end of that 30 days, it's ending soonest. And people, I'm going to search for Cubs ending soonest. It's like, oh, hey, because they may not have followed your store before. They may not have known, might not have been looking. Paul says selling cheap singles in volume is dead to me. I'm doing cheap lots from now on, way better margins and faster to list, pick, and ship. And Paul has this voodoo knowledge on Pythons and scripts and stuff. And I don't know how to do that shit. It's like speaking Chinese to me. And honestly, I don't want to learn. I've got my thing. That's his lane. I got my lane. It works for me. It works for him. Neither of us are wrong. Flipping Sports Guy says, not here. The water bill is the water bill. Interesting. Yeah, we have a lot of shit in our water bill. And in Illinois, we did as well. Like our water bill was like, the actual water portion was like 10% of our total water bill. Because we had garbage, recycling. There's a few other. My wife and I were talking about this. I can't remember what else is a part of it, but there's a lot of shit that's in the water bill. Where we at? The actual Field of Dreams game was more fake than a game at Rickwood. Hollywood history doesn't compare to baseball. I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing that if you call it the Field of Dreams game, like if you call it the Field of Dreams game and play at Rickwood, I think you're doing a disservice to the Negro Leagues by naming it the Field of Dreams. Have it be the Negro League celebration or something that people will relate to. It's like, oh, and they'll look it up. And Field of Dreams, what do you think of when you say Field of Dreams? Do you think of Willie Mays and Rickwood Field and the Negro Leagues? No. You think of Kevin Costner and Shoeless Joe in Iowa. That's what you think of when you think Field of Dreams. It's all marketing. If you do a Field of Dreams game, do it in goddamn Iowa. If you want to do a Negro League celebration, do it at Rickwood Field. I'm not saying it shouldn't be at Rickwood Field. I'm not saying it shouldn't be in Iowa. Just if you do A Field of Dreams, do it in Iowa. If you do a Negro League celebration, do it at Rickwood Field. And your takes are shit on Field of Dreams being overrated. It's like saying bacon is overrated. Your opinion sucks. 8 Men Out is much better. I don't like 8 Men Out. I won't say 8 Men. I'm not going to say 8 Men Out is overrated because I think it's properly rated. I think Field of Dreams, I think Field of Dreams is properly rated. It's a great movie. It's not underrated. It's not overrated. I think both of those movies are properly rated. Flipping Sports Guy. We had April temps last couple days in Philly. That blows. I want April temps in January, not June. Angel Baby must agree. Selling $1.50 singles. So sorry, not my lane. That's okay. That's okay. My lane isn't selling graded slabs, and that's okay. I don't submit cards to PSA. That's okay. Shane says, yes, but storms need to come this weekend and not next weekend. I have camping and fishing to do from the 29th through the 5th. Need it to be good weather. I actually shouldn't be complaining about no rain because it's getting the exterior of our house. There's only a little bit left to do on the exterior. The siding is all up. The screened porch, the windows are in, everything. We're just missing one railing on the deck. There's some fascia that needs to be replaced today, and that's it. Then bring on the rain, because from that point on, everything, with the exception of landscaping, which will come at the very end, all the outside stuff is done. Rep and Rajon says, I like to imagine that Frank has an incredible vintage collection, but never tells anyone. Kevin Costner did more damage to baseball than steroids. I'm on his wife's side in the divorce. You know what I think is an underrated baseball movie? For Love of the Game, starring Kevin Costner. And I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's a great movie, but I think it's a good movie, and I think it's an underrated movie. Iowa Field is being updated and reconstructed for 2 years. Oh, I didn't realize it was a two-year job. I thought it was just this year, and then they were going to return next year. Angel Baby says, seems like a lot of Gatorade, Sprite, Pepsi, and Coke in the 90s played a part in the hobby. Paul Carl says he's got a little emoji there. Sounds like they're not calling it the Field of Dreams game for 2024 anymore. Aha. Sorry, I'm not arguing either. I think Rickwood is much more important. Imagine being a Negro Leaguer and dreaming of playing in the majors. Not disagreeing with that. Jackie Robinson movie, Fire. What's up, Ricardo? Sidebar, buying 23 Heritage at this point is almost as bad as visiting the Titanic. Yeah. Heritage, and I don't know if you're buying Heritage. I would never buy Heritage at retail. I stay away unless you just want a cheap rip, spend $20-25 on a blaster or a couple blasters, and you just want to enjoy the rip. If you want your money back, you want to hit, stay far away. It's garbage. It always has been. There's good retail products, and then there's bad. Heritage and Allen & Ginter are bad retail products. Now, I know people can come in, I pulled an auto. My buddy Scott pulled a Hank Aaron red auto out of a Heritage blaster box. There's good stuff, but it's a gamble. It's a game of luck. And the house always wins most of the time. Most of the time. House almost always wins. Let's see. Has anybody watched the Yogi movie? Was going to have a look. I have not. I've seen an ad. What platform is that on? I've seen it somewhere. Field of Dreams is a fictional movie. It isn't real, but most movies aren't real. Most movies are fiction. I enjoy the fiction movies. For Love of the Game, TD Sports Card is on my page. I've given in Heritage 3 times. It's all been hot garbage, real disappointing. Yeah. Fridays, even hot, like this is a one hobby box sample size. The hobby box that I saw was just absolute garbage. Fridays are the days I empty my shitty takes tank. You gotta keep them. Yeah, you gotta get them emptied out so you can have a full tank next week. The Field of Dreams field isn't played on the Field of Dreams field. It's played on a contrived field built solely for marketing, and as it is, a genuine is the contrived rarity of serial numbered cards. I don't disagree. That's fact. That is fact. It is on newly built field, but it's on location. Heritage is the best Topps product. That's my everyday take. What's up, baseball card curmudgeon in the house? Collectors do strange things like opening packs to collect. That's what we did. You're a 70s guy. Isn't that what you did in the 70s? Or are you just saying that? Sometimes I don't know where John's going with his takes. I don't know if that means that's not what you do or that it is what you do. Opening packs to collect. Back in the day, that's how we collected. Like even in the early 90s, John was built to confuse. But that is a good point. Like it has, the way we collect has changed, obviously. I mean, so much has changed just in the world. I mean, the internet changed everything. So now we can collect in multiple different ways. Like back in the day, back in the 80s, or even more so back in the 70s, you had to crack packs to collect. There was very few card shops in the 70s. There was no internet. I guess there were some mail order catalogs. You could phone up Larry Fritsch Cards or Renata Galasso and order your stuff from a catalog. But a large majority were probably going to the local store, buying a couple packs, and that's how they collected. Now today, it's like we have so many options. Bink still cracks packs. Same here. I love it. I love it. It's not good for a business strategy for me and how I conduct my business. So I just kind of, it's like, okay, I'm going to buy a couple packs here and there. And there's some products that I know I can get my money back and go to DealerNet. Hopefully that sticks around. Go to DealerNet, get a nice break on Heritage Minors or Pro Debut because those singles will sell. And it's like the base commons of those products is where you get your money back. And then any hit is kind of like gravy. Open to collect, not to get a card on eBay quicker. Better to be pack cracking than crack packing, I always say. I collect by portion cards into binders and boxes, by putting cards into binders and boxes. The clerks kind of laughed in spite of themselves as Angel Baby opened the collector window and threw up the sash. So we're 43 minutes in. It's 8:09 already. So I want to, let's get Name That Player underway. So we're going to play Name That Player. What do we got over here? I keep saying I want to do a modern pack, but today is not that day. Let's do something that I was collecting and opening. Let's see, that's 88. I don't want to do that one. I don't know what, I don't like any of these. What's this? That's football. I might have to replenish my stash. It's getting kind of low down there. This is already coming. We're going to do 89 Bowman today. 89 Bowman. Let's get out the, move my last donut. My dry erase. Okay, where are we at? So here's the leaderboard. We've got Scotty Dubs with a big lead, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. 47 points for Scotty Dubs. Let's see. We've got Flipping Sports Guy, 5, 10, 15, 24. Card Hobbyist and Uncle Rich, 22. 18 for the Flawed Thinker. Who else is in double digits? Nick Budden still in double digits with 11. He was on fire. He hasn't been with us for a few weeks. All right, so name that player. 1989 Bowman. Man, I love this product as a kid. I was 7 years old. I thought they were vintage because they looked old. Good stuff. It's coming open, so that's why we're doing it today. All right. Not eating the gum. Oh, my God. Okay. Yes, and now I didn't really mind. Flipping Sports Guy says the oversized. I didn't really mind at the time the oversized 89 Bowman, but now I hate them. And I will, like, if I get 89 Bowman in like a pallet, sometimes I just throw them all away, except for the Cubs. That's my hot take for the day. Okay. We're going to start because I saw this. I'm going to keep this card because it's a beautiful gum stain. Matt says, tons of random single A and double A players in 89 Bowman that never made the big. So this is a tough one. Yeah. Will we hit a Griffey? Here's one you may or may not know from the Chicago White Sox. Name that player, the segment where I look at the screen and shrug my shoulders and say, oh, yeah, I remember that guy. Chicago White Sox. It is not Don Paul. It is not Sean Hillegas. Not Bobby Thigpen. It is some dude. My only hope to get a point is to guess a player before you show the card. This is a tough one. Let's see. He was born in New Jersey, Jersey City, drafted by the Mets in 1980. Mark Marinello, you should get this one. A Jersey kid who was drafted by the Mets. Going once, going twice. Jeff Bittiger. Jeff Bittiger. No points awarded. Some dude from Jersey. But look at this. Look at that gum stain. That, my friends, is a beauty. Matt says this is going to suck. Yeah, I think it might. I think you're right. Oh, man. I don't know if it gets any better from here. A catcher from the Houston Astros. Let's see. He was born in Monterrey, Mexico. Not Eddie Taubensee. Not Tom Pagnazzi. Not Craig Biggio. Not Ashby. Not Service. Not Clark. Trevino. Yes, Alex Trevino. Alex Trevino. Flipping Sports Guy. 25 points. Okay. Now, this is a guy that I've actually mentioned. Usually, this is like the guy I reference when I talk about random junk wax players. This is the guy. It's not Chico. I'll give you a hint. It's not Chico Walker. But this is the name of the guy that I always reference when I say random junk wax era cards. And Scotty Dubs knew it. Nelson Santovina. Nelson Santovina. Got it. Scotty Dubs. Where are we at? Over here. Oh. Okay. Man, this is like a bunch of commons. All right. California Angels. I wish they would just go back to the California Angels name. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Anaheim Angels. Just California Angels. All right. Not Krim. Not McCaskill. I think I saw Bronco earlier in the chat. I think Bronco should know this one. Flipping Sports Guy got it. Bill Schrader. I think he's now on the announce team for the Brewers. Flipping Sports Guy. All right, next one up. He needed the mullet for me to recognize Rock. All right, here we go. Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore Orioles. I think you'll get this one. He had a pretty long career. Ooh, Jeff Ballard's a good guess. Unfortunately, it's not correct. Mickey Tettleton, another Oriole from the late 80s and early 90s, not correct. Dave Schmidt, though, is correct. Minneapolis Kid, welcome back. It's been a while. Minneapolis Kid getting Dave Schmidt. Minneapolis Kid, you're up. Ooh, that's your 5th point. Minneapolis Kid is back. Okay. Oh, I think the next one, John throwing in a guess. I think John may get not this one, but the next one. Oh, that's a good idea with a Fairfield repack. Not Darwin, not Anderson, not Ramirez. Oh, Deshays is a good answer, but not correct. This guy was actually born in Chicago. Let's see. He was drafted by the Rangers. Some dude with a stash. Yes! Maddox, no. Reppin' Rajon Rondo, says Johnson. No, not Estevez. Going once, going twice. I thought somebody would get this. Yes! Even though you had the question mark, I'll give it to Flipping Sports Guy. Just beat Matt Like for that point. Jim Clancy. Jim Clancy, Flipping Sports Guy with the point. All right. John, that 70s card show. I think you'll get this one. We've got our sweepstakes card. Not Matthews. John, yes! John got it. Richie Ashburn. That 70s card show is on the board. I think that's your first point of this new round that we started. And John actually has that. Original. Okay, here's, I think you'll get this one. Cleveland Indians. Wow, Scotty Dubs. Scott, Matt, Bronco, all fast. Scotty Dubs was the fastest fingers. See, Scotty Dubs, he's got that. So Scotty Dubs has that. He's in Dubuque. Matt's in Cedar Rapids. So just a split second faster from Dubuque. Doug Jones, correct. Scotty Dubs. See, if I was in Des Moines, Matt probably would have got it because he would have been closer. Cedar Rapids to Des Moines. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. It almost looks like Pete Rose. Doesn't that look like Pete Rose? By the way, it's not Pete Rose. Cincinnati Reds. I guess Pete Rose was in 89. He was in 89 tops. I don't think he had a card in Bowman. Oster, Ron Oster. Am I pronouncing that? Esther Oster? Not Ron. Not Butera. Card Hobbyist says the Doug Jones Dream Team card is a classic. Looks like a guy scared of the ball. Diaz is correct. Bo Diaz, Flipping Sports Guy. Diaz. Bo. He spells his name wrong. He spells it B-O like Jackson. Oh, shit. That was the... Don't speak ill of Bo Jackson spelling his name wrong. All right. Oh, you guys will get this one. You guys will get this one. Yes, and Bo Diaz no longer with us. He passed away quite a while ago. Another catcher. Matt Like was on top of it. Wow, fast. Matt Like. Mike Lavalier, is that correct? Matt Like. That is your 7th point. Okay. Lavalier. All right. Detroit Tigers. This is another one that I think not Anderson. Where was he born? Oh, St. Charles, Missouri. Mike Henneman is correct. Flipping Sports Guy. Mike Henneman. Flipping Sports Guy catching up. All right. White Sox are next. There you go. You can start dropping White Sox players' names for 1989. I gave it away. Oh. You'll get it. You should get it. There he is. Bronco. A name that's already been dropped in the chat today. Bronco, baseball card illustrated. Bobby Thigpen is correct. Bronco is on the board. All right. And our last card. Los Angeles Dodgers. This might be a little tricky. He was a veteran, though. It's not like he was Scotty, not tricky for Scotty Dubs. Tim Leary is correct. Tim Leary, Scotty Dubs. So, Scotty Dubs. Oh, I think that's the big 5-0 for Scotty Dubs. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40. 50 points for Scotty Dubs. Flipping Sports Guy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 29 points for Flipping Sports Guy. Card Hobbyist and Uncle Rich tied at 22. Let's see. We've got Flawed Thinker at 18. Nick Budden with 11. Mookie Chilson has 8. Matt Like with 7. Minneapolis Kid, Terry McDaniel, and Michael Renicky with 5 each. Let's see. We've got 3 points for Boyhood Breaks. Dan, Korean Cardboard. And then 2 points each for D Young Cards, Brian M., Christian, Mike D. Francesca, Mike Summer, and 1 point each for Bronco, That 70s Card Show, Bink Scott, Travis Bogart, and Sal Dougie. So there we go. But we got Bronco on the board. We got John, That 70s Card Show on the board. Shane says, just put me on the board. Under points put, we'll probably never get one right. Let's see. Baseball Card Illustrated. Scotty Dubs 50. Bronco 1. Got you right where I want you. Let's see. Card Hobbyist needs a Slump Buster pack. Been a few weeks since I guessed a card. So, we should do Modern next week. And I think I need to go shopping for some more packs. Although I thought I had some more, so I probably do. Matt says do another pack. That was rough. I've got to get going. It's 8:30. I was late. I would do another pack if I didn't start 26 minutes late this morning, because we'd have that extra half an hour. But I've got to get going. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel, all that jazz. My eBay store link is in the description. Check out the Facebook group. Type in Hobby Evolution on Facebook. Great conversations going on in there. No show tomorrow or Sunday. So I will be heading down to Champaign tomorrow for a bachelor party. So no Hobby Evolution Saturday or Sunday. Back at it Monday morning, 7 a.m.-ish Central Time Monday morning. So have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. and I'll see you Monday.